Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I got some time on my hands, of course waiting for the parts for the engine, and I'll go ahead and take the time to start doing these decals. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. These decals here are pretty sun faded. This boat's 1991, so it's pretty old. And there's get them replaced, get them remade, and not too expensive. So I'll go ahead and do that. First thing I need to do is get all these old decals off. These are just vinyl decals. They're all weather cracked and whatnot. And I was going to try to take the antenna off, but that's not going to happen because I can't get up in there to do it by myself. But yeah, I got an easy method to do it. It's a simple heat gun and razor blade scraper, and it's not too terribly hard. It just takes a little bit of time, and I'll show you how I'll do it. So up until this point, I used the heat gun, and then I ended up abandoning it and just used a straight razor blade, and everything came off pretty well. Unfortunately, I ended up slicing the wires to my horn with that razor blade. So for this front part, I started with the razor blade, and then I ended up moving to the eraser wheel. I was starting to gouge a lot of the gel coat with that razor blade, so this was a lot safer and far quicker method. Okay, so we got the decals off. I had to switch over to the eraser wheel because the scraper on this front vinyl decal was not working too well, and that went a lot faster and didn't gouge out the gel coat or anything like the scraper was. So I kind of got to let this camera charge a little bit. But what I'm going to do now is come back with some acetone, and I'm going to clean all this stuff up and just spray some acetone on it and scrape it all off. And then so we'll clean that up, and then we're going to rinse it all off, and then we're going to come back and start buffing out these sides and start making it shine again. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, so got everything off, and I scraped off all the glue, or at least the best I could. Rethinking this is kind of looks a lot different now with the stripes gone. Obviously you can still see where it was, but my plan is to come back and I'm going to Scotch-Brite all this down with just some light Scotch-Brite like this green one you can get at the grocery store. But I don't know, I'm kind of having second thoughts about putting the decal back on. Really thinking about not doing it and just leaving it, or maybe putting some kind of striping on and just leaving that like it is. We'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and hose this down. I was going to buff it out now. I was gonna buff it out now, but however, I remember that Pork Chop, the dog that we watch here and there, the husky, ate my buffing pad. So I'll have to go get a new one. Nevertheless, I will probably carry on with this in either tomorrow or the day after. But we'll catch back up with you here in a sec. All right, after a quick run to Harbor Freight, I got a new buffing pad and decided to start buffing this out with the Meguiar's one-step compound and a wool buffing pad. All right, so got this side here done. The sun decided to come out and kind of ruin my lighting here, but overall it didn't turn out too terribly bad. They got rid of all the lines from the vinyl sticker, which was nice. It's kind of one of my things I wanted to do. Wow, it's not too terribly bad. I did use quite more compound than I thought I would, but I guess it's kind of to be expected. So I guess at this point, I'm just going to continue on doing what I'm doing and get the rest of this done. I really want to see this thing shine. So all right, here we go. All right, so I got the this port side done, and I don't think it turned out too terribly bad compared to what it was. I mean, it's kind of really hard to see, but it's not as chalky as it was like it is over here. It's nice and has that creamy look to it. I think what I want to try to do is takes that green Scotch-Brite and kind of just go over this once to kind of get up some of this heavy stuff, and to kind of do the same thing I did, but put that step in front of it and see what it does. I'm curious now, because maybe it'll turn out better, or maybe it'll turn out the same. I don't know, but we'll give it a try. So just for clarification, the port side was done without the Scotch-Brite, and the starboard side, as well as the rest of everything else, was done with the Scotch-Brite. It did help getting rid of the surface dirt prior to me using the buffing pad on it, so that was very helpful. All right, just finished up this side, wiped it all down with the new terry cloth, or new anti-static cloth, or whatever this is. And by comparison, you obviously saw me use a ton of compound over here, which is probably far more than I needed. But I think by comparison, not much of a difference, which to be expected, especially using the same compound. But using the green Scotch-Brite definitely cleaned up some of the dirt prior to me doing this, and that was obviously going to be helpful. So I'm just going to keep on going with this, and then kind of figure out or decide what to do with either another vinyl sticker or just leave it off. I don't know. We'll see. All right, it is a little bit later in the day. It's about 8:30 in the evening Pacific time, and it's still quite daylight out. And so I've come back to look at the job we did earlier in the day. And to be quite frank, I'm really not head over heels in love with the job that I did with this. And maybe I'm using that McGuire's compound wrong. I don't know. But if you can see it, it's like really nice right here, and then it gets really discolored right here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but the other part of it is this stuff is still here. This glue, these stripes from where the pinstriping were. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet sand it like I did on the hull. If you watched that video before, I appreciate it. So I'm just going to take my DA sander with a soft pad, my air powered DA sander, and go ahead and do all this over again, because I really think it comes out a lot better like that, and it gets that oxidation, that at least that little bit of layer of oxidation off, and I think it does a better job that way, especially if this thing's been sitting this long. So we're gonna go ahead and get that rolling. Probably not gonna work on it too much more, and probably have to continue this tomorrow. So after finishing with the wet sanding, I went back and rebuffed everything over again with just the regular McGuire's compound, not the one-step compound. It turned out pretty well. I've always liked the results I've gotten from it so far, just wet sanding prior to it. So I just stuck with that method, and it came out pretty well. All right, so just to close out this video, well, hello. What I decided was I am just going to leave that sticker off. It's actually looks a lot better. Family thinks so too, so I'm just going to go with it and keep it polished. And the next video you see on restoring the gel coat and stuff like that will be on the non-skid and this inside haul. So stay tuned. Thank you.